want to be with it, it doesn't matter. I realize that I hold the idea of wholeness in great reverence and respect because my goal is to have an experience with myself that is whole. And it goes on. And here's the thing. Kudos to you, Tracee Ellis Ross. Kudos to you, Oprah Winfrey, and all the predecessors in this line of thinking. I'm strong, independent, don't need no man, but I would like one if one came along. But here's the problem I have with this sentiment. It generally comes from women who are in entertainment or who are in entertainment. These women are typically in some form of media. They are not, not, the rank and file woman has to go in from Brooklyn to the subway, catch the train from Brooklyn to Manhattan, or has to commute, from this side of Houston to that side of Houston. These women live a completely different life to where they have an amount of financial freedom and lifestyle that they can talk this kind of stuff. No offense, but it's really not attainable for nearly 100% of you.
Is anything?
You have to be a star. You have to be famous to do what she's talking about effectively. But I don't say you have to be. You either have to do that or you have to be making significant six figures. We're talking $500,000. It's not going to get there on $100K in Houston. And she goes on. She's also confirmed that she is happily single, but that she wouldn't pass up a good thing, explaining, that doesn't mean I'm not open to and don't want a relationship. You're 47, you're happily single, looking for a relationship of wholeness with yourself, but you wouldn't pass up a good thing. Then this good thing would have to be a man who's at least on her level. High value. High value. And what I mean, the income for the length of time, the network of high value, other high value men recognize him as a peer. The network is there. The visibility and the utility is there. Especially for a brother, you got to have those. She would not marry Black James Walsh. She may kick it with him, may date him but marry? No. Not my opinion. But in my wonderful, robust experience with being single, I've learned to have a productive relationship with loneliness and an intensely juicy relationship with my joyful solitude. I really enjoy my company. Women like Tracee Ellis Ross make this stuff sound so fantastic. It's the sexing of the city of an entire generation, telling women that they can have it all, that you can have a productive, juicy, solitary relationship with your singleness and blah blah blah. And she said it in the interview. If I chose to get married, I could get married. Put a pause right there. So what kind of things does she do to spend quality time with herself? For example, some of the things I love to do pre-pandemic is to put on some cute, go for dinner and have a beautiful meal, a glass of wine. Well, you can't do that, you said. But you know what? I can do it at home. I make a beautiful plate, set it out, and have a glorious meal. I make my bed every morning. One of the things that's been lovely to discover is how to care for myself and how to actively love myself. I believe love is an action. You get back what you put in. She added that part of learning to love yourself is letting go of perfectionism. I used to spend so much time trying to be perfect, to get it perfect. That's not realistic. Bad feelings come up, she said. There's an element of risk or trying something different. To try the idea of what is the universe conspiring for good? Not necessarily mine, but what if I don't have the full picture? What is all this? Okay, blah 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 blah. Look, this is some more than new age. You can have it all, sis. But what did she really say? Instead of having a relationship or a marriage, I used to put on a nice dress, go out and have a lovely meal by myself. See, the pandemic has brought all this into focus. She can't do that anymore. So what does she do? She gets up in the morning, makes a bed, and she's in the house by her damn self. Learning to love herself until it's time to cook a dinner and eat by herself. Let's say, for the sake of argument, Tracee Ross is happy. Good. But what I want to question is, can she really choose to get married if she wants to? She said this in other interviews. Actually, go listen to the Breakfast Club. And if I wasn't worried about getting a copyright, I would play it. The Breakfast Club played the clip where she was being interviewed by Oprah. But many women like her believe, or would have us believe, that they can just go pick a man with a high value tree at any time and could easily walk into a relationship. Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Now, I ain't Kev Sam. And I don't agree with everything he says. Because, my father is very, unique. Seeing that he's like, everything. And he has a piece of himself in every one. That would kind of mean that, certain different personalities is a part of him. People are just overextending it and putting their own extra push onto it. You know what I mean? Now, for all the women like this thing even on? Yeah, it's still on. For all the women like that, it would be a little bit easier, I guess, to have contact and have men all over, fondling all over her, because she's fucking famous, so she can literally, have a lot of choices. But the thing I realized about choices, and what proves it, is she's older and she's still not married. She has all those options, all those choices, but she didn't choose any of them. Why? Because it doesn't matter how many fucking choices you have. It matters who you want. That's what matters. And then the thing is, the person gotta want you back. So if you want the person and they don't want you back, or they're in a relationship, or all the many things that keep people apart, then you gotta choose something else. And that's what Kev kept trying to tell women, and that's what I keep trying to tell women. See, he was trying to get you to realize to come to dudes like me, the average guys, because he's telling you to your face, like the dudes that are up there, they want damn near flawless. It doesn't matter if you're a rich girl or famous girl, they can go get someone that looks like you and better than you, and they're gonna be younger than you, and they're always gonna say yes. They're not gonna say no. So you could be beautiful and famous, but you're gonna tell the man no. Your experiences hold you back too, because you're rich and famous. So you've been everywhere, you've done everything. A man that wants to be flashy and be this man, he needs a woman that, it's the first time for her. So when women do what men do and build themselves up like that, you have to do what men do now. You're forced into it. You forced yourself into that role. Now you have no choice. Women don't understand, because yous are women, and yous look at things the way yous look at it, but yous forget that you're women. You chose that man's spot to be the earner, so now the Lord's gonna give you what you deserve. And obviously rich guys and all those guys up there ain't working for her, so obviously she needs an average regular guy. But because she's a well-to-do off woman, like he was saying, this guy's gonna have to be somebody trying to do something with himself, because she's gonna want to bring him around, and she's not no regular schmegula. She may not be the most gorgeous woman, but she's not around. I can't see her around a strip club, you know? So the man that she has to be with is gonna have to know how to talk. He's gonna have to know how to dress himself. He's gonna have to be presentable, likable, all these different things. He's gonna have to be charming and, keep up with the flow that she has. Then she's actually smart, it looks like. So, the average man don't really like smart women, because then you're making them feel stupid. So she needs a man that either doesn't mind not being as smart as her or can match her smarts. Like the better a woman becomes, the harder it is for you to find that guy. Because there's a lot of men, but the more you build up, the harder it is to find that man. He doesn't exist. You get it? Now, he does exist. He's just not going to be perfect the way you want. That's why he was trying to say to her, like, you're doomed. Because if you only go after the Brad Pitts and all of those dudes, they're going to keep doing what they do, and you're going to keep doing what you do. And, then you get one of them little Hollywood star young boys or some shit. Them niggas is clowns. And they're not going to be on your level of thinking. Like I said, you're older, so you're more mature. You're sipping wine in bathtubs, like he said. You're chilling and shit. You can't have no, you know what I mean? She would need someone that could experience both sides. Now, that goes down to also, what does she actually like? Nobody knows, you know what I mean? No one's seen her archetype. I know I never even seen her with anybody for a long time to be like, she likes dogs, she likes smart guys. She probably obviously doesn't like guys smart and whatever, because she could have found a million of those. They're everywhere. Also, she's a comedian, so she's funny. And then she's been a weird, quirky comedian. She's not just the regular funny girl, laugh because you're beautiful and everybody laughs with you. No, she has intellectual jokes, and a lot of her shows had to do with drama. So she's an actor, but also a comedian actor. So that puts you in a special place right there. Like, that's not... I feel bad for women like that. I said on my last couple of videos, like, women that become successful doom themselves, and I understand why Kev used to say that, because I can see it. As a regular man, I don't care how rich a woman is, if you're gonna act bigger than I am, if you're not actually gonna help me with certain things, like if I was to get with a woman that was well-do off, in her mind, you know what I mean, everything she does and shows me is for the first time. I'll be excited, but she may not be. You know what I mean? Because women want to be the one taking places and be excited. Get it? So it's like, when a woman does all these things, you're screwing yourself, because it's natural. It's natural logic that a man wants to be whatever. But like I said, my father's many things. Now, if she was to get with an average man that was actually trying to pursue things, not only could she have that feel of, I'm making money, and if this nigga leave me, I don't never gotta worry about all my, you know what I mean? I'm good. I ain't gotta worry about none of that. And well, maybe, because there's always the stupid shit with all these legal bullshit. You got dudes doing 10-year plans now. Y'all niggas, it's a shame. Anyway, if she was to, because everybody says lower the standards, but not for nothing, if all them Hollywood star dudes ain't doing it, then obviously there's an average dude out here that's gonna rock her socks, understand her quirkiness, and be able to handle that richer lifestyle, because even though he's from that area or the lesser area, he's, I don't know, can adapt, or maybe he's just somewhat used to that life or something. I don't know. But those are the options that I really see most of these women having. And I didn't realize this was so big on a star level like that. Like, I was always just talking to the regular chicks with businesses and on my level, a little, And then I start seeing that video this morning, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That's the same shit I just been recently talking about. And she's a well-known actress. She's Diana Ross's fucking daughter. That makes my heart break. That Diana Ross's daughter's not married. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, black people? The people we respected and held all this high honor, their children, they did all that so their children could be out here single parents and shit. Like, don't we love these people? None of you niggas said, yo, I'm gonna make sure I raise my son to be Diana Ross's husband, daughter. Like, come on, man. This world is crazy, man. That's crazy to me. That's really crazy to me. That Will Smith is married to Jada, but Diana Ross isn't married. Her daughter's not married. Like, what? What? I mean, he ain't got it all that good, but, you know, what the fuck? He's still married. Could work it out. Something. But it's like crazy when I see these things, and that's what I said many a times. I've been around so many different states, and I've seen so many women alone. And I'm like, yo, wait the fuck up. This is impossible. That made me question the reality of good men. Like, are there really this many fucking wicked ass men? It can't be, because wouldn't there be like hell on the streets and shit? People, you know, robbing and stealing on some wild shit, and it ain't like that. So that means you women are looking at decent men and saying, nah, I could get better and I deserve better, and never get it, and then never go back to that guy that you judged and say, you know what, I can't do better than him. And he does look pretty good. The nigga ain't got money. Or that guy that used to blow my back out. You know what? That good enough. And I'm gonna teach him how to talk right or something. Like, do something. Help niggas. Like, women are so corny with this shit. Like, it's really pathetic. We can do anything you could do better, but when we get the chance, we're gonna do all the worst shit. What? You fought to fucking be heads of the household and be stars and all these things. That mean you fought to have lesser husbands. That's exactly what that means. You can't have two heads of the household. The ship ain't gonna run right. And y'all should have knew that right off the rip.